All right, we're gonna go from lights up.
I think we get used to the Christmas story and we see the quintessential things of the manger scene, but what's amazing about The Other Wise Men is it's a look at the Christmas story from a different perspective, from a completely outside perspective that we haven't thought of before.
It shows a lot more background to the area of Persia, of Arabia, the princes, the kings.
Is not like any other Christmas production we have done here on the Logos stage.
This production really focuses on the sacrifices that Artaban made to serve and please the Lord.
All the characters that could have and would have been around in that time who would have had similar choices to make in how they would have reacted to the news of the coming of the Messiah in their day.
Anytime you can take a very well-known story and look at it from a different perspective, you see so many incredible new messages, and really it's applied to you in such a new way.
Props for this production, they are actually a little bit different. This past year we've done a lot of fantasy and child book story kind of productions, but this production is set in 1st century AD, around the birth of Christ and up through Christ's life, which we all know actually happened. And so with that, we have to make sure all of our props, they come to life and are accurate to that time period.
It's going to be exciting with this one because we are traveling. We'll begin in Persia, travel to Babylon, Egypt, Bethlehem, Jerusalem, and a couple other different places. So that's going to be really interesting in capturing the reality of those places while also showing the difference between them in the costumes.
Now, if you're watching this production and you are very, very engaged and focused, and you've seen a lot of our other productions, you might notice some pieces here and there that we've actually pulled. You'll notice a lot of things from Horse and His Boy. So the structure for Sarah's house is actually the towers in the scaffolding used in Peek Behind the Scenes. It took foam sheets, and we actually went and covered the entire thing 360, and we just started etching out blocks and things like that. So we actually were able to reuse those towers.
The Other Wise Man follows Artaban. He is our fictional character and his servant Beor, who begin a journey of going to meet the Christ child there in Bethlehem.
And so he pretty much sells everything he has for these jewels to be able to give to him.
We see Artaban miss Jesus again and again and again.
Throughout the whole story, he has to give up these jewels to help people around him.
And he constantly feels like he's failing, he's not matching up the plan that he set. But by the very end of it, God has worked a plan through all of it that far surpasses his original concept of what he thought worshiping Christ would be like.
If the essence of the story could be said in a nutshell, it is about absolute surrender to Christ, holding nothing back and giving everything. When you think about it, what gift is good enough to give to God?
And I think that challenges the audience during Christmas time. We're so focused on gifts and what we want and what we want to give people is, what are we doing to give Christ?
I think what this production really shows and what is really important for us to remember as this time of year approaches is what our response to Christ should be. Not what our response to the season should be, but that we should lay all before Christ because of who he is.
This play makes you stop, and now all of a sudden the camera is looking at it from another side and we have a new perspective.
And I think that's really what sets The Other Wise Men apart. It's not just awesome production value and all these epic places we're taking you to, but it actually is a transformative message that really brings your heart around the purpose of Christmas, which is giving and sacrificing as unto the Lord. I'm excited for our audiences to get a new view of the Christmas story and make it come to life in a new and powerful way.